In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can use a pyramid report as a data source in other BI tools, in this case, specifically Excel. So to do this, there are two requirements. First one is you will need to have a license specifically to allow this. So you'll have to have your admin take a look at the licensing, and you'll see that there is um, a license package called OData that basically opens up Pyramid as a data source for other tools. So that is the first requirement. And then the second requirement is you will need a report to use as the data source. So the way that this currently works is whatever report you build will become the source in the other application. So I've got a report here. I like to refer to these reports as data dumps, where I've just got a bunch of information in here. Just know that when you use this report as a source, it's actually best to create the report using what's called a tabular grid, because that's really how the query is going to appear in your other system. So it's usually easiest to just set that as a tabular grid, and that way you know exactly how it's going to appear in the other tools. So I'm just going to switch that to a tabular grid. We'll save it. And then once we've got that in place, we're ready to go. So how do we use this report in Excel? In this case, what you'll see is if I go to the tab down here, there's this section called extensions where I can get a direct URL to this report. You will see if you've got that OData package, you'll have this option, OData Feed URL. I'm just going to select it, and then I am going to go to Excel. And in Excel, I'm going to go to the data menu and go to Get Data. And it's actually found under the From Other Sources. You'll see this From OData Feed. I'm going to go ahead and select that. It's going to ask me for the URL, so I paste that in. And then once I paste it in, typically I will have to then enter in some security. In my case, because I've done it already, it remembered my security. But what you want to do is match the security to Pyramid, meaning if Pyramid is using Windows authentication, you'll use an option called Basic to set the authentication to connect to the Pyramid server. If you're using database accounts, you can use Basic as well for that option. But now you'll see this is how the data is going to come in. I'm just going to go ahead and choose Load, and you'll see it'll load the data into Excel. Now, the nice thing about this is once you've got this configured, it is now connected to Pyramid, meaning the next time the data model gets updated, and you run this in Excel, it will get the latest data. And in fact, the refresh button in Excel is a quick way to just reload the data from Pyramid into Excel. So it's a really simple process. Once again, you have two things that you have to guarantee ahead of time. You have to have the OData license package. So that has to be there on your server in order to do this. And then you have to create a report to use as a source, and you will then use the OData feed URL to grab that information and drop it into Excel. All right, I'll be doing another video to show you how to do this in Power BI, but for now, we'll end the video here. Hopefully you found it useful.